Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Ngizogcina nawe uba nobazi omina ngathola intandokazi sodlala uma kita sibhekane ukhalise insizwa zangakithi. Ngizogcina nawe uba nobazi omina ngathola intandokazi sodlala uma kita sibhekane ukhalise insizwa zangakithi. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Ngithonile bofati yanongriko marong arebaratane refofale tatselohle redina leti rapatima rebonta letabo gahone letabo laka. I can't stay alone without my love. I can't stay alone without my love. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka. Uba no bayaz wedali wami ukuthi uthando lwethu yokhula luze lube ngaka.
It's been a long day. I'm sweating and I'm tired. As soon as I get paid, I'ma get it right. I'ma get it right, alright, alright, alright. I'ma get it right, alright, alright, alright.
Yini lokhu?
I-promise bracelet
Avinki.
inhle njenga
Diyababona bonke kodwa dali nguwe. Diyababona bonke kodwa dali nguwe. I wonder indoni nale endenza nkule nguwe. I wonder indoni nale endenza nkule nguwe. Zakubambe qini mihla yonke yokuphila kwami. Izakhuthaza noba izinto sezibheke eqaleni. Umlingani ngowani naxa engasoze akupholisa amanxeba. Ntombi ndiyabulela zange unishiye enyanyeni. Iyanguthembisa ntombi enhle. Ndiyakuthembisa ntombenhle. Ndingafumana ngokungakho konke soze ndikuyeke mama nangoku ndiyakuthembisa ntombenhle
Hello? Am I audible, Chief? I took the side off. Sorry, don't know touch to the chabon. Afternoon, Sanbonani, Dumelang batho ba mo Clayville, ba Ekurhuleni, Lisian. Okay. Minjani, Masiari. Oh, okay. Before, my name is Chirizimnyai. I'm the chairperson of Portfolio Committee on Education in Gauteng. Before I could start with the declaration, I think it's important that we advise Hori, there are translation. If you want to listen in English, you'll press channel 1. And all the gadgets for translation, they are found at the back. If you translate ka Sepedi or Sesotho, little pressa channel 4, isiZulu or isiXhosa channel 5, Afrikaans, Channel 2, Chivenda, Xitsonga, Sign Language will be in front, but Chivenda and Xitsonga will be Channel 3. Route 1. Yeah, the gadgets are lima men, the mo tafling ele momra. But lali 2 safote. Firstly, before we do declaration, I think it's very imperative to ask all of us to come inside so that we can start with our session of the meeting. So that we can start with the session of our meeting, please ask all participants to come to the meeting. Firstly, I must say that, as I said, my name is Chilizi Mnyai, the chairperson on Education Portfolio Committee. Hereby declare the Clayville Olfantsfontein Community Hall here in Clayville and its surrounding premises as the precinct of Gauteng Provincial Legislature in terms of Rule 56 of the Standing Rules of Gauteng Legislature, read together with Section 1 and 2 and Section 28 of the powers and the privileges and immunities of Parliament, Provincial Legislature, Act number 4 of 2004. So, as we said, this precinct will be the precinct of Parliament. All the rules of the legislature will apply. Esteemed Honorable MEC, Ntate Matume Chilwane, who has joined online. The gadgets are at the back, or they'll give it to you where you are. Before we start with our session, we need to stand up, all of us, and have a moment of silence because one of our board member who served at Matthew Goniwe, Me Vai, so we need to have a moment of silence. And as I speak today from 3 o'clock, there will be memorial service. So let's rise and have a moment of silence. Abo baba sithuleni igqoko. Asbon. So, esteemed Honorable MEC online, I must say that the MEC from yesterday's meeting, we have tendered these apologies together with the HOD. So if they join online, it's also good. And Honorable DDG, who she's here, I'm saying honorable because I'm trying to respect, even if she's not a member of Parliament. All DDGs that are here, I see Ntate Budi Bemole, Me, and also our district director, Ntate Tau, and all other district directors that are here. Most importantly, the community the community of Ekurhuleni, who is here in their numbers, but I think if you mobilize more than this, it will be very difficult in terms of capacity. Before we proceed with our business, I must say that you are all welcome to this important community participation meeting. All the leadership of the department, all of you who are here, the important stakeholders that we from time to time we consult, and I'm sure as and when we proceed, we'll get some of the reports that I'll share with you on the agenda. I don't want to waste a lot of time. You are all welcome, and respectively, we want you to be free. Wonke umuntu kumele akhulume ngelanguage yakhe. Anyone outlo contributing akabua ka Setswana, Sepedi, all your own local language. We don't have the language supremacy. You can use your own language to express yourselves, because both these languages, they are within the they are approved in terms of the Constitution of the Republic. As we proceed, I'll ask our administrator, Ntate Thabo, to please read the agenda, because this meeting is fully or formally opened. Ntate Thabo, the apologies, please, before the agenda. Apologies.
Good afternoon, Chair, and good afternoon to our stakeholders. Chair, I've not received any apology. Thank you, Chair.
You received an apology which was tendered yesterday for today's meeting, that the MEC and the HOD won't be available. Let's just keep it on record, because it was tendered in a formal meeting. It's on record that they've tendered an apology. Should they join online, we will also appreciate after their business engagement. Thank you very much. It's on record, MEC Waruna, unali commitment together with the HOD, and they were supposed to meet from the premier from 2 o'clock, the period that we are starting right now. And again, I'm giving an announcement that our beautiful white Corolla FW51DLGP iblokile tsela ka montle. Ne re kopa gore the owner a tsamaye a shift a ipake hantle. Thank you very much. Now we are going to deal with the matters relating to the confirmation of the agenda. If, please, honorable members, you can move for the adoption of the confirmed agenda and move for the adoption and approving for that.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. Good afternoon, everyone. I move to adopt.
I second, Chair.
Thank you very much. The agenda is duly adopted. I must indicate to our respectful communities that the purpose of this meeting is to get the department to present their annual report, such that you see and understand how the department is working, not only with respect to management of the public funds, whether the expenditure is making an impact in terms of service delivery. Are they building school? Are they implementing their programs, 7 programs, as the department? What progress did they make? What are the challenges are they experiencing? And for us as the portfolio committee is to conduct oversight because You will be aware that there are separation of power. The executive implement, the legislature, which is the portfolio committee, must conduct oversight. So therefore, it's important that you listen carefully as the department is going to do that work. We have agreed as the collective that there's no need for us to repeat to you the mandate of the legislature. As you are aware, amongst of those Kweza Mulao, and also the legislature is to hold executive accountable. And the communities have the right with respect to the bill that are tables. To participate, they must be consulted. It's a broad mandate in that regard. Without any waste of time, allow me to request the esteemed Honorable MEC, if it's online, Honorable MEC Matume Chilwane, we respectively ask you to please hand over to you to give us at least a brief overview of your department, annual report for the financial year 2022-2023. So in this regard is the opportunity, our MEC is online, so we will invite the Honorable MEC, who's working very hard with his team. We are here to share with you on that progress in the context of our annual report for the year under review. I'm very impressed, community members, for MEC, after a period of 13 years, the department collective, they've achieved the clean audit. That makes us proud as the portfolio committee. So that on its own, it's very important, because if for the past, I must say, decade and 3 years, I'm saying it's a very important achievement. It's very serious achievement for the community also to understand, because it's not only about delivering of services, but the management of the public funds. That makes us proud. You must know that the Auditor General have what we call the culture shift. That shift is that the department must make an impact in terms of the service delivery while managing the funds of the state, of the public in good way. So let me give an opportunity to our Honorable MEC to talk to you. As I said to you, he would have loved to be here fiscally, but unfortunately, because the work stretched the MEC, he presented an apology yesterday, and we're very excited as the portfolio committee that our MEC is here through the online platform. The opportunity is yours, Honorable MEC, and he's not alone, as I said. He's with DDGs and all senior management, and also our portfolio supporting team, who are the backbone of our committee to be functional. And I think too, this senior management are the backbone for the GDE, as for the MEC as they do their work. Opportunity is yours, Honorable MEC. MEC, can we all be quiet, please, at the back? Raul, I'm sure the sound engineer will manage the sound. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair. I appreciate, as I greet your first Chair and the honorable members who are present there. the meeting. Greetings to the staff, the leadership present there, and those that are on the call. As you know, Chair, we have deployed a very capable senior team to represent us there, led by the DDG Management Delivery, Advocate Harrison Benston, as well as the DDG for Education Support, and senior management person there. Greetings to the colleagues that were in the portfolio, support the committee, the education committee, and more importantly, greetings to the members of the community and those members of those who are in the education sector in general. It's very important meeting that you convince Chair, and it always gives us an opportunity, especially as a department, to show and give feedback to the community as to how far we've gone with regard to our mandates in the education department. And the annual report is always significant because it highlights all the areas or indicators that we have set out to achieve. And we need to say what we achieved, what we want above and beyond, and what way we left. Because it's always important, Chair. I know that you always say that to tell the truth is revolutionary. So we will, with this report, we're able to tell the truth all the time to our communities. Especially now, because I know that majority of those in the education sector, in general, they do have a keen interest as to what happens. So education is a social matter, Chair, and it requires everyone. I always say to colleagues that it's a benefit. You kill it alone. You kill it, you can't eat it alone. It's going to go wrong. So for you to list and finish the benefit, make everyone stand on board. So being a societal matter, it fits into this idiom of saying it takes a time to raise a village. It also goes the same with education itself. And it really takes this village to really show that we get it right. So without taking much of the time, Chair, I will hand over to a very people on the education, and led by the DDG responsible for curriculum management and delivery, and advocate to then take over with the report. I don't know who will go to the report. I'm not confirmed yet, but I know that those that might not be there is the acting HOD, because we had to go to present our NDPC in our budgeting council, obviously to try to get more resources so that we can continue with this big mandate of education, Chair. So the DDG will then come in and then be able to direct at each who's going to be presenting what there. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, esteemed Honorable MEC. Maybe before the DDG come through to present, I must say that we don't want to deny this community to send, to remember the woman veteran, Mam Vai, who contributed relentlessly to the cause of education. So I would request that the department, they present the summary in 20 minutes, because out of that 20 minutes, you can have certain details out of the 7 program. And with respect to focus area second report, you can summarize it in 10 minutes, so that all in all, you have less than 30 minutes to do your work. Thank you very much. The platform is yours, Honorable, DDG.
Thank you. I'm not sure if I'm audible. Am I
You
audible?
are very audible, yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and honorable members. Good afternoon to the departmental officials and importantly to the community that has joined us today. Clearly we can see that they have an interest in education, and that's important for us in terms of getting our learners to get the best education possible. Chairperson, I want to indicate that Chief Director Sinat Marazi is going to do the presentation on the annual report. Chief Director is responsible for monitoring, evaluation and research in the department. And then with your permission, Chairperson, Mr. Ephraim Tau will do the presentation in the 10 minutes remaining. We'll do the presentation on the schooling in the Ekurhuleni region. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. The platform is yours, DDG. Oh, Chief Director, sorry. This position are many and they can confuse.
Good afternoon. Sanibona.
Hyperdrive, you can connect.
There's no space. I'll be doing a presentation on behalf of the department.
So let us just help you. You may proceed. I'm sharing the portfolio committee in the coming.
Thanks, community Esekleville. Greetings to the honorable members, chairperson, the GDE team. I'm representing the Department of Education, the Provincial Department of Education. The time has come where we have finalized the work of the year 21-22. Okay? So we are here to report on behalf of that period. Okay? I was hoping you would correct me that it's 22-23. Kantanis Landale. Okay, so the vision itself is that it's important to see every learner feels valued in the education system. And that's what we continue to strive towards, to ensure that in our care, that for as long as we're schooling, we are able to provide for them adequately from an education point. The mandate here as the Department of Education is from the National Department of Education. Okay, so after you've casted a vote and you voted for the ruling party to continue, we are then consolidate the mandate into the National Development Plan. Nyaya, the National Development Plan? Nyaya? The plan of the country. Yes. So we go back to that plan and we draw a line through to what it is that we will be able to deliver as the department. So we make our plan will then include our outcomes. So the department is centered around our outcomes, our 9. That becomes our promise to you, that over the 5 years that we are in power, that the ruling party is in power, they will deliver against these 9 outcomes. So every year, we as the department are tasked to then come back, how far we are in delivering. And that is the role that that's been bestowed upon me today. Delivery for the year 22-23. Important to us is the ECD. The ECD program was at social development. It's within the Department of Education. There's work that's being done by the department to ensure we integrate it within the department. Focusing ama crash, what it is, ayifundisai. sikhone iy'kole zethu sivule ithuba lokuthi kube nama-ECD programs so that ingane mayisiya ku-grade 1 they are at par in what it is that they need to know. ASBili is to promote throughout the schooling system. So sibheka all from grade 1 through to grade 12. Imsebenzi esiyenzayo. As colleagues would know, which is the province that came out first last year in education, metric results? Free State, yes, that's correct. So we're coming back to say, itini number 1. Ne? So we put ama programs in place ukwenza show ukuthi siyithola back i-crown yethu yokuthi sibe number 1. Ne? I know ukuthi abantu would often complain and say, your education system is low, it's only at 30%. We are then saying we take part kuma programs internationally siqophisane nezinye izizwe ingane zethu zibhale lawo ma test ukuze sikwazi ukubona ukuthi sikephi as i-Department of Education. While senza lokho kubalekile futhi ukuthi ama special schools zethu ingane zethu ezikhubazekile sikhona ukuthi sibe ne space sazo. Make sure ukuthi nabo they are part of the skills development. Ngoba kuzona zonke ingane that might excel academically kodwa mele sikhona ukuthi nalaba sikhona ukubona iphiwo zabo and support. Ngokwenza lokho siphinde futhi senze sure ukuthi izikole zethu are a safe environment. Mansuke niyeke lezi ingane iziyekele kuthina we need to make sure that it is safe enough for them. Again, together with the Department of Sports, sikhona ukuthi sibe nama activities ingane ziphatheka ku so that we can have another rugby championship this time around. Ama players akhona aphume Clayville, right? We're changing landscape education. Lenti education ekade yona pre-94. We are here to say how do we then senze sure ukuthi izikole zethu lezi ezi undersubscribed yini enye singayenza kuleyo ndawo ingane ayisekho kuleyo area sezihambile zifunde esilungwini isikole sisakhona. How do we then repurpose leyo area sikhona ukuthi siqhubeke whether isiza thina or isize enye department kodwa kube into esisebenzela kuyo. And it's important as well ukuthi sakhe ingane so that they are employable angithi. So mele nathi siqale iprocess yokuthi i-youth sisiza kanjani ukwandisa ama skills ayo. So kahle i-department yethu is centered on delivering around ama items awu 5. Public ordinary schooling le yenzakalayo from grade 1 to grade 12. Independent school izikole ezisuke zingekho ngaphansi kahulumeni kodwa siyisupportayo sisize ngama subsidy. Our special schools for ingane zethu ezikhubazekile, ECD program le ngithi sisanda kuyithola ne youth development. So kulonyaka will then deep into ama improvements eswenzini. I'm sure nonke niyamazi uMEC lo kade khuluma animbonanga but he's always on TV. We continue ukuthi as the department sibe nama interviews with media sisho story sethu shisha ama plans ethu and nakusuke kunenkinga khona sikhona ukuthi siye khona sisize lezi inkinga ezivelayo ingane kade zipoison namuzu MEC ekhuluma ku TV nazo zonke lezi inkinga ngoba phela izikole are a reflection of into esuke ikhona emphakathini lokho kwenzakala emphakathini siya centralize anikubone sekuphuma ngokulana kuthina kwezemfundo. Siyaqhubeka futhi nangaphakathi siplane sinemgomo ekumele si responde kuyo siyaqhubeka within the department senze njalo makukhona imisebenzi ekhona si advertise ngaphandle ukuthi nani nazi kubalekile futhi utsazi ukuthi as South Africa asikho sodwa kwe-island sibhekene nanamanye amazwe so kubalekile ukuthi nathi siziprepare ngokuthi umhlaba uyapi itechnology yona sihamba phambili silungisa kanjani izikole ukuze ingane zethu zithi mayiphuma ezikoleni zikhona ukuthi nazo zibe technologically advanced zikhona ukuthi zicompete ngefooting efanayo nakwezinye nengane zakwamanye amazwe. I spoke to i-relationship yethu ngathi nazi nonke sina ne nutrition program esiyenza together with the Department of Sport. I think that really concludes konke lokho just ukuthola deep into performance ya 22-23 sibe measure against ama indicator of 35 so sithathe ama areas of 35 sathi yabo masingakala la we would have done a good job so of lowo ma indicators out 35 bisikhone ukuthi achieve out 30 awu 5 asikhonanga So ngenxa yesikhathi I'll just zoom into le 5 esingakhonanga ukuthi si-achieve. Eyokuqala is othisha ku-bursary program. Kunothisha bakhona okuthiwa i-Lushaka bursary holders esibasizayo ukuthi bekhona ukuthi bethole imfundo ukuthi bebe othisha. Khona ngaka ukuthi bonke labo thisha sibafake ekoleni. Ngenxa yokuthi labo thisha phela bacompete nabanye othisha, nabanye abasuke bengazange beyuthole le bursary, phinde futhi isikole sodinga uthisha ngokuthi isiphi isifundo esidingakalayo. So labo thisha mabengenzanga sona leso sifundo bazithola abanye bengakhonanga ukungena kwi-system. Eyesibili singazange sithole a number of therapists in public special schools. Ama-therapist iwona khona ukuthi size izingane zethu kulezi ikole. Ama-therapist afinakala nakwi-private sector nakweminye imisebenzi. As uhulumeni siyahluleka ukuthi si-compete ne-private sector ukuthi siwagcine lama-therapist. However, sikhonile ukuthi lama-therapist angekho khona simove ama-therapist akhona so that zonke ingane zethu zokhona ukuthi zisizakale. And then amanya esingawa achieve ngakube ama-matric results, NSC results, besiplane ukuthi sizo achieve 85%, safola short kancane sathola 84.43%. Yize kuyi results enhle ngoba cishe safika inkinga zethu ziningi sidila nezingane ezikade zikhona kwi-system ezazipromotiwe kwiminyaka eyadlule masifika la ku-matric okunye zingakhona ukuthi ziphumelele. Sangakhona futhi ukuthola itarget yethu yama-bachelor pass rate, although nakhona besiplan 44% and sifole short kancane njenga less than 1%. Eyokugcina was allocation, number of bursary allocation to youth. Niyazi ukuthi zonke izikole zethu ingane eziphuma first, second and third sizipha amabhasari. So over and above that amabhasari besiwabekele nanengane ze-TVET sangakhona ukuthi sibanike bonke ngokunjalo, and on those basis singawa achievanga lawo ma-target. Uphathi sihlalo ngathi kade seshilo ukuthi sibe ne-audit. Kune-team okuthiwa yi-Auditor General South Africa. Bafikile nakuthina ba-audita iy'ncwadi zethu ukuthi izinto sizenza ngohlelo, ba-audita i-performance yethu ukuthi impela lokho ebesiplana ukuthi sokwenza sikwenzile. Baphumileke nomlalo wokuthi i-audit yethu ibe unqualified, meaning konke lokhu abakuthintile bathole kungenankinga, bakuthole ku-clean. So thina-ke ngokwethu sikubiza nge-clean audit. So during the year 22-23 sithole yona. Yize singawatholanga wonke ama-target kodwa konke sikwenzile sikwenze ngendlela. I-department kulonyaka esikhuluma ngayo ibi-operator ngo-60.286 billion. Igidi zamagidi awu-60. Shooting ngathi bengichazile ukuthi sikhonile ukuthi yonke into siyenze ngohlelo. La singazange sispende khona kube kakhulu ekugcwaliseni ama-vacancies within the department. And then imali enye bekumele ukuthi siyi-transfer kule ECD program esisanda kuyithola. Sakhona futhi ukuthi ama-capital projects ethu kube ne-underspending yakhona ngoba asikhonanga ukudeliver zonke iy'kole besithe sizozakha ngezathu ezihlukileke. Sikhonile ukuthi sehlise ama-expenditure ethu. Abehleli ku-173,000, senza ama-investigation uku-understand ukuthi amayelana nani, sakhona ukuyehlisa right down to 58,000. Enye sayi-write off, konke nama-irregular expenses. So ama-challenge esibhekene nawo really is ukuthi how do we need ezinye bases okufunda for ingane zethu, and migration yabantu abaphuma ngaphandle, whether abantu abaphuma e-Italy or omakhelwane bethu abaphuma eZimbabwe or njengami nje ophumele KZN, okusalayo sonke sisuke simigrate lana. So sibudgeta kanjani, siqhubeze kanjani ukwenza sure ukuthi i-system yethu ilokhu iqhubekile. And enyeke would be introduction yayo lo ECD program into i-system yethu. By improving this, we continue to offer supplementary learning programs for our grade 12 bethu, or SIPS programs, just to ensure sure ukuthi sakhe isizwe sokhona ukuthi si compete. Ngizibongela. Thank you.
Ay ngempela asibonge kakhulu ukuthi umama bekakhuluma ngesizulu nimuzwa kahle. Asimshayeleni izandla. Chief Director. Asithole ke the second report in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Chairperson. Mr. Tao, the Chief Director for the Ekurhuleni region, he knows, Chairperson, that he must take 10 minutes or less. Thank you.
But because of him, I can increase it. No, they said the agreement was 10, but I can increase with the council. I'll stop you straight. I'll summarize. Ntate, ke moetapele wa rona wa education mo Ekurhuleni. Liyamtsiba ka? Namaza ngisho. Dala ala asebenzela i-department yethu asibonga. Nina ke ningezwa cela nithole imibhobho lapho nimali nilalele ukuthi bathini bazonitranslateela njengoba ngishilo ecaleni. Ntate Tao nako ke ya hao.
Re ke thome pele ka go le dumedisa baagi ba Ekurhuleni. Perhaps I should say baagi ba Tembisa Winnie Mandela. I think I'll be appropriate if I say that. Now yaka presentation, it is about two parts. The first part is the profile of Ekurhuleni region, and then the second part is Ekurhuleni North, where we are a district. What you see in this slide, we are giving you an idea of what we want to achieve as the Department of Education. So this is the mission, the vision of the department, and I believe that we are there already. This slide that has just followed now, it represents the academic targets that we want to achieve. Akere ge o tsena ka mmerekong o ile go dira moshomo o itseng. Ha o no thoma ka go dira moshomo pele there's a plan ba go botsa ba re santse re produce dieta tse 10 ka letšatši kampo tse 10 ka minute. So bjale mo le rena re tlhalosha ntho go tshwana le eo. We are saying re nyaka go ba number 1 come the end of the year. As a province, Lerena as a region, Ekurhuleni, we are saying we want to be number 1 out of all the regions of Gauteng. 90% le bona mo ke target ya gore bana ba rena ba tshwantse ba pass up to that level at least, and we think we are getting there. 50% le bona mo e bolela quality results. a ke re bana ge ba phasa go na le gore ola o phasitše o tswile ka lešoba la nna lete ola o phasitše gabotse ka di-distinctions and all that. So 50% e tsamaela gona mo go di-distinctions tseno. Number 7, it is about 7% e le yona e bolela the distinctions that we think we can achieve. 80% e ra gore holistically re bitša inclusive basket e ra gore all those things in the past tše bentše di hlola Department of Education rena re nyaka go bona re di fihlelletše. Now this is just the mantra gore gantše re šoma ke di feng dilo tše e leng gore di lebeletše kudu gore re nyaka go di achieve. A ke re ge rena re le ko di-officing re plana re naganne gore ba ba tlo implementang ke ba le ba leng ko dikolong le di-district. So the question is di bona mo we are trying to check whether re kgona go kwešiša gore ke tse re di understandang tše re di kwešišang gore dikolo ba swanetše ba be le tšona maikarabelo ba swanetše gore ba be le ona. Now this slide talks to the performance year 2022. Now o ka lebelela mono gore rena mo Ekurhuleni as a region re na le district tše 3 ke Ekurhuleni South, Ekurhuleni North e mo le dutšeng go yona gona bjale ke Ekurhuleni North e thoma mo ile o felela halfway Benoni. So le lebelle gore re šomile bjang ka 2022. Now the size and shape of the Ekurhuleni region we are trying to present in a form of a map and then also in a form of a description. So this is the map of Ekurhuleni as a whole. We are working in the areas ta Ekurhuleni. And then more already tabulate according to the districts. Karnaldi district is 3. You will see for the first district ke ya Ekurhuleni North yona re le mo go yona ra boa gape ra ba le Ekurhuleni South and then thereafter Gauteng East. Ekurhuleni North the office e go Benoni, area ya Ekurhuleni South office e go Meyersdal and then office ya Gauteng East e go Springs. These are the towns according to the districts. Ke a tshepa le a di tseba. Now we are beginning to get deeper now into giving a full description gore re divide le bjang area ya rona gore re kgone go ka tseba gore na re tlo šoma bjang. So as you can see ka mo left ka mo area second and then at the top ke di district tše la kere bjale ele le mo go yona Ekurhuleni North ina le di second tše 4 gore e divide le gape ka di second tše 4. And then Ekurhuleni South in Ali Secretary 5. Sorry. And then types of schools, Chernan Lichona, Liadi Zeba or Nalbu Elsener, Nale, the special schools, Nale, ordinary public schools, and the like. Now, the number. Yaba naba Ekurhuleni ka moka ga bona go thoma go grade 1 to grade 12. Ke a tshepa la e bona ka mo screening mo e ka mo right and then le mo go nna e ka mo right is 615,495 learners go tloga go grade 1 to grade 12. Jwalo ba grade 12 ke ba o le ba bona ka mo godimonyana 36,072 ke a tshepa la di bona. Now this slide mo we are trying to show you for the past 6 years re be re performa bjang di districts tsa rona tsa Ekurhuleni di be di performa bjang ga le bona the numbers tse leng gore di makilwe ka color e green you must know gore we are happy. Ga le bona tse ember gora gore we are doubtful we are getting there kampor santse re shaky mara mo bona go mmalo mokhubidu gone o tsebe gore go padi. Programs tse re di implementang gore re tle re hwetse dikolo tša rena di re fa mmala o mo green ka moka ga tšone ke tše di latelang. Now, more try to sketch mmereko wa rona wa teaching. Ki sketch fela sa go laetša gore dirang in a short summary. And then now re concentrate mo Ekurhuleni North ka gore ki interest ya lona le badudi ba area ya Tembisa le Winnie Mandela mohlomong le botswele pele. Now ke ka mokgwa ba ikemišeditše go šoma ka ona le go šomišana ka ona gore ba nyaka go ba fair, ba nyaka go ba strict, ba nyaka go ba friendly at the same time. Now bjale ka ga ke le boditše ke re Ekurhuleni North na di sekete tše 4. This slide represent bana ba leng ka mo di seketeng tseno ba e leng gore Ekurhuleni North as a district e na le bona ba grade 12. And then slide to say mo re bontšha ka mokgwa bana ba šomileng ka gona go thoma ka term 1, term 2, term 3 ke a tshepa le ya tseba mo re le go ntse gona bjale ke term 4 akere ge bana ba ngwala final exams go tloga go grade 1 up to grade 12 and lena interest ya lena kudu a kere re a tseba gore e mo go grade 12 le ge e le gore le ba bang bana ba botlhokwa le bona. Now 2023 term district profiling mo re try go le bontsha di target tse re nyaka go di achieve ra ba ra le bontsha gape le gore bana ke ba ba kae re expecta bana ba kae gore re fitlhelele target e itseng. Now district target with a school pass for term 3. Now the first column e le bona mo le tla lemoga gore ke ya di grades e latelang ke di target tse re nyakang go di fitlhelela tse dikolo ba swantseng go di fitlhelela gore re pass ga botse. A ke re le kule the previous chief director a be a re nyaka go boela back re kry number 1 ya rena out of all the 9 provinces. This slide se go botša gore all that must change gore re kgone go fihla fao. Now mo ke analysis gape ya di result ya performance go tloga go 2019 go tlo fihla ngwaga wa mmamotla. And then overall district results again here we are trying to show you in short gore na di results tsa rena tša bana re bereka bjang and re palelwa mo kae. Distribution of grade 12 term 3 results per category. Category re ra gore le a tseba ga le hwetša di report card tša bana mafello ngwaga go ba mafello a term nako nngwe o kry-a ba gorela a ya ko fase ba re very good, you've done well. Jwalo re di categorizitse ka yona tsela e gore the pass rate is starta ka 59% up to 100%. So bana ba lona go ya le gore na o berekile bjang ba ba batla kry di 70% ba ba batla kry di 80% bjalo bjalo. This is what we are trying to do gore re kgone go bona gore re berekile bjang mo mošomong wa rona. Learners at risk jwalo a ke le lena le tla kwešiša gore bana ga ba fiwa ka go swana le rona re le batho ba bagolo ga re a fiwa ka go swana. Go na le ba le leng gore ba goga ka gara go na le ba le leng gore ga kgwata go a sepelega. So mo re le bontšha di numbers tsa bana ba ileng gore ba na le chance ya gore ba ka pasa ba bua gape go ba le chance ya gore ba ka faila. Then this slide it talks to Tembisa schools bjale a ke re tla gae bjale ka gore lena le mo Tembisa mo Tswelopele le mo Winnie Mandela so re swantse re le bontšhe le tša lena dikolo gore di šoma bjang gopola di color tšela ke le boletšeng tšona gore ge sekolo se kry-ile green gore gore se bereka gabotse a se hweditše empa gore gore se a tšhikinyeganyane and then ga se kry-a rate gore a re go bothata and then bjale mo re ra gore mara a re re lie lo betha bo principal a le tlogamo ga re re lo betha bo principal ba dikolo tše di na le go bo rate ka gare a kere le kampane la ba botsiša di-question gore na go tla bjang ba le rate. And then term 3 performance Tembisa High School still continues. Jwale dikolo tše e leng gore di performile anywhere below 70% re di bitša underperforming schools. And then re di fa di programs tse di itšeng le kwele chief director a re re na le for instance program ya CPA la bana ba ya go sekolong ka di-Saturdays le ge dikolo di tswalletše. So we are trying gore dikolo tše di na le borete ka gare di move di change gore performance e ye godimonyana. Now, re ba fa di study skills, slide se se bontsha gore re learning ko dikolong as districts, trying to show them how to study and all that. So these are the schools that we went to ka aim ya gore ba swantse ba change ba bereke gabotse. Now, ge re checka gore bana ba shuma byang le dikolo di shuma byang, re lebella gape le di subject tse ileng gore di re go gisha ka khare, di subject tse ileng gore di a tshwenya ko dikolong a go berekege gabotse. Now, le tlomakala gore byanong go tla byang gore le di language tsa lena ebe mathata. Ke a tshepa le a tseba gabotse. Ke tlo dira example nyana e one. Ha ke be ke dula mo Tembisa, my next door neighbor on my right, couple ya gone e be le couple ya Mashangane. Ka mo left e be le couple ya Mxhosa le ya Motswana. Ka morago ga ka e be le Mxhosa le Mopedi. Na ngwana o tlo bolela e feng gona fa? Ke example ke nyaka go le fa yona eo. Support for poorly performing subjects for na ke eng re dirang. These are the things, the list e le bona mo ke ya dilo tse re di dirang gore re change kampo re fetoshe poor performance into becoming a good performance. And this is quite a lot of things that we do ha re ya go dikolong. A ke le fela le go ba re go na le di IDSOs, go na le di subject advisors ba dira moshomo ona o re o listile mo. This is the work that they do when they get into the schools. List of resources provided to schools so that ba khone go shuma di resources a ke re ra dilo tshela ba di shumishang gore ba khone go shuma gabotse. Then these are the things that we give them. And then support provided to schools with high enrollment. A ke re bjale le a tseba le lena gore go na le dikolo tshela lena le batswadi le no gapeletšang gore le a go tsona. And then the end ba dina leng enrollment ya go dimukudi. So re ba fa support agent le bona ka bakeng sa gore dikolo tša bona they are overcrowded ka lebakeng la ge lena le gana tše ding le ya go tše ding.
I want to speak to my organization. I'm the founder of that organization. Kopa re be le attention go go contact me.
Ke leboga Chairperson. Now from here ke tlo bolela ka admission. Le yona ke tlo ngatha ga nyane ke feta ka gore le a tseba le shetse le thomile ke re go isha bana dikolong. Ba grade 8 and 1 e bile le shetse le feditše. Wa tlampotša go yena gore a sa tswa apply mma motla. Ke tlo nya ka gore a eme mola ke mo itie ka lepanta. Ke ra wa sa tswa go apply for grade 8 and grade 1. Bao ba santse go betha bao. A ke re bjala ra sonna go betha bana ba sekolo fela re santse go betha le lena le batswadi ba bona. And then admissions, go ya ka di circuits tsa area ile le mo go yona ya Ekurhuleni North. These are the numbers. E reng ke fete ka pela mo go yona ka le ya di bona di figures gore di eme jwang. And then status. Sa gore dikolo tša rena di eme byang, mathata a re nang le ona le mo re kgona go ba le di solution gona. This slide talks to that. Se bolela ka di problems tse re hoetsang ka bakeng ha re tla go admission. Infrastructure needs, infrastructure ke re ra meago gore meago ya rena e kgona go accommodate bana ka moka. Le a bona gore mo hoetsago ile gore brick and mortar mo re agileng ka stena le samente. Ha ile gore di class ke tšenyane le a bona re tlisha di mobile sa kere. Yeah, okay, some of the solutions. Unplaced secondary learners for second 3. Kidi numbers just second 3. And second 3 is just some of the schools for Tembisa. And then second 4. Second 4, kudu dikolo tša ona ke tšela tše dilong ko Tembisa le tše dilong mo Winnie Mandela. And then continuous unplaced learners, le a di bona ke di numbers tša gona ke tšeo. And then identified poorly performing subjects again according to the circuits now. Support for poorly performing subjects. Ke dilo tse re di dirang tšeo ke šetse ke le boleletse ka tšona a ke tlo di repeater. LTSM, a ke re le a tseba re LTSM re ra dilo tsela di thuša go matitšhere gore ba kgone go ruta ka tlelaseng dibuka like gona bjale re na le di-smart boards re berekiša le di-cell phone bana ba lena di-cell phone tše le ba rekelago tsona re a di šomiša ka kwa tlelaseng gore ba kgone go bona gore ba ka di šomiša bjang for education e seng fela go tsena ko social media. Now term 3 overview LTSM gore na re eme mo kae, schools not respecting time frames of submissions mo re ra gore go na le dikolo tše dingata tšeo hwetšang gore re ba fa deadline gore go tloga ka kgwedi e itseng go fihla ka kgwedi e itseng e be e le gore le tsentšhe di-orders tša dibuka tše le shotang ka tšona kampo dilo tše di shotang ka tšona tša go dira gore education e be better. So some schools lena le le mo le a tsela sa ba bang ba lena le di-members tsa di-governing bodies o kry-a le go ga maoto ga le swantse gore le reka dibuka. Re na le dikolo tsela re di bitšago schools of specialization mo re trya gore education ya rena e sepelelane le tše le di dirago kwa mešomong o se kwa hwetša ngwana no dira fela academic stream empane ga a gola a sa nyake go ya university a sa tsebe gore na a ka dira eng gore dintho tša go swana le bo-welding bo-woodwork di a tsena bjale re thoma gore no bana ba rena ba swantse go tseba dilo tse bo-motor mechanic dilo tše bjale ka tšeo bo-electrical. Term 3 overview school safety ke na le nnete gore le a tseba gabotse gore ye district ya lena is the most peaceful, the most stable ga rena mathata mantši go fela e ba gona yes ga le lwa le mmasepala le lebala gore bana ba sekolo have nothing to do le mmasepala o hwetša le ba stopa mara mo go kaonenyana go swane le di-district tše dingwe. Ke tše di feng dikolo tše e lego di-SOS kore di-special schools tše e leng gore di specialisa ka mešomo e itšeng e la le be le bitša Tembisa High le yona ke one of them, Thuto ke Maatla ke one of them. Tembisa High e ruta bana le tša go apea kore tšela tša ko di-hoteleng gore bana ge e le gore mohlomong ba na le interest ge ba phasa matric ba kgone go tseba gore no ga ke ya university ke nyaka go ba chef ke nyaka go ba eng. Now Thuto ke Maatla ke engineering school sa go bereka ka spanere kudu. And then we have Rhodesfield e la e leng gore e bereka ka dilo tša difofane tše la di lego ka ko airport le a tseba gore bana ba lena ba kgona le go builda engineer ya plane ke le botše mmamotla. And then term 4 planned activities mo ke dilo tše re di dirang gona bjang mo temeng e rileng go yona a kere ke term e la ya di-examinations yes ke dilo tše re di dirang gona bjalo. And then now le tla gopola gore o mo mmereko o dira ke mmereko o mogolo o dira ke di-districts le dikolo jwalo rena in my office as chief director le rena re tla le program ya rena gore re ba thuša bjang mo e leng gore ba kgwehla gona kampo they lack some other things that we can help them with. And then ga re bolela ka profiling to reprofile re bolela ka gore re checka dikolo tša rena gore na di ready di right bana ba kgona go ithuta. SIP e la ke le boleditšeng ka yona ke re secondary school improvement plan ya gore re ba dira apart from se se diragalago every day ka go di-classeng from Monday to Friday 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock re edda program ene ya SIP ya di-Saturday ra ba ra boa gape ra e edda ge dikolo di tswalela. Now different approach for section 58B schools. Section 58B schools ke tšela ke le bolele tšeo ka tšona kare these are the schools where performance ya bona e no bang go ready kore ke dikolo tšela di performang below 70%. Now rena re le mo Gauteng ga botsebotse ebile re beile go 80% ra re no re ka se re le mo Gauteng ra nyako swana le Limpopo ra boa ra swana le KZN ra boa ra swana le Mpumalanga. We must be the best because mo go na le tšhelete akere go na le di-resources. And then dikolo tšona tšeo gape e ke program ya gore na re ya go tšona re ile go tšona bjang re dira eng ga re fihla mo dikolong tše di lego borete ka moka go na le dilo tše re di bitša gore ke di-non-negotiables tše e leng gore dikolo ba swantse ba di dire gore ba tikhwetše ba šoma gabotse. This slide, the list that you see here ke dintho tse ileng gore we are saying ha re tla go principal a re hwetša disego re lwa le ena le go mo swara ka diwashene re ka mo swara ka diwashene. And then line of march ke di-instructions tša dikolo tše ileng gore ga di šome gabotse, those schools that are not performing well. Now again, this is a continuation ya program tše re di dirang ge re tsena mo dikolo tša go underperform. And then Ross, it's a mother program of SOS schools. Kore ke mo re dirang ka re dirang gore education ya rena ya mo Gauteng e fetoge e dire dintho tše e leng gore di tla hola bana ba lena ge ba phasa matric, in particular grade 12. So a ke re swantse kore re fela re ge re botša ba bana ba di province tše dintše tše 8 ra re no, it starts here in Gauteng. Lena le tla kopiša rena le tla re hwetša re le kwa pele ke ntho tše re di dirang tše. And then challenges experienced in the region, challenges that we're experiencing. Ke tlo ke tima ka speed bjale ba šetše ba mpontšha le nako ba re nna ke kwe nako ke šetše ke jile nako e ntši. Schools experienced the disruptions in the first term. Re na le dikolo tše e leng gore go bolela nneteng lena ge le kwatile kudu, and especially lena ge le kwatetše mmasepala. Ge le kwatetše mmasepala le re mabone a timile metsi ga a gona le re a sekgwelwa ke re ke dilo tšona tšeo di re hlakišang tšena tše lena le di dirang le batswadi. So the SGBs bona ba tseba gabotse gore what we are trying to do in order to mitigate dintho tša go swana le tšekwe. Schools experiencing disruptions still continues. Slide se santšana se bolela ka yona eno ya go tlhakatlhakanya dikolo di tlhakatlhakanya ke lena community continues, and then nna ke feditše. I'm done.
Manje ke asibonge Babatau and all our DDGs and Chief Director who presented la. Isikhathi samanje ke isikhathi sokuthi abantu bazokhuluma baphakamisa izandla. Sibakhombe bonke at once. Ngizocela ke Thabo ne team niyele izandla ne mic, because wonke umuntu kumele aphakamise manje. If awuphakamisi if uzocela ukukhuluma njengoba uzwile omunye ukuthutheni I brain wave angeke ngithathe bakithi. Siqaleni kule row nami nginibhekile. This is the time for question and answers. I was saying that I'm not going to allow the brainwave. So those that want to speak, they must raise their hands now. You don't have to speak for the sake of speaking. You must speak because ukuthi vele onombuzo kumele ubuze. Number one, umnothile ngisho. Just note, it's noting time. 1, 2, yababona ngisho 3, qedile kulero. There's somebody next to the camera there. You are 4. We are done. Angithi ngishilo kuqala baba awuzophakamisa manje. Asize ngapha 1 ngehembe limhlophe ubaba lapho. 2 ubaba ogcoke iskipa esi black. Ubaba futhi sigcine lapho baba ogcoke iskipa esi blue. Siqedile. Akuna second round githi. Njengoba thina sisonke lana. Kubalekile ukuthi nasiceda sihambe so siye ku memorial service yaka Mamvai o contribute ku education na. Asibonge. Awunikeze ke i-mic from the first speaker kanjalo nje. And all the speakers will speak for 3 minutes. Akekho umuntu ozobeka thesis, angithi niyabuza. Yeah, angithi laba beba present sibanikeze isikhathi esiningi ukuze nimamele nizwe ukuthi bathini. Obuzayo awukwazi upresenta ngathi uyenza ipresentation njengoba Babatau or usisi lapha no chief director. Ehe. Asebenza ngalo hlobo bakithi. Yangizwa baba. Ngisho laba ngapha. Mme a re kopa hore o tle ka mo pele ge DDG. Re ska tlo goeletsa ro embarrass e tla tlo nna ka mo pele. Ya me ra kopa hle. Mo. Ya. Ya. Aske sizo
Okay. Yes. Sanmonani, igama lami uKimberly Khumalo, ngivela kwa Equal Education.
Sorry. Ubheka usihlalo. Uaddress usihlalo. Injalo iprocedure mkhaya.
Sanibona ke. Okay. Sanibona, igama lami uKimberly Khumalo, ngivela kwa Equal Education. Thank you so much for inviting us to this space, and we're happy to honor the invitation. We would have loved to have MEC and HOD here as well, because we've also been trying to reach out to them as the EE. Thank you so much for the presentations. We want to first speak about what we saw in the actual report in terms of admissions. So some of the feedback that we've been getting from our parents is that there needs to still be a way to address the digital divide that happens in townships, particularly because there isn't a single place that parents can go to in terms of perhaps maybe a district office that they can go to in order to do the admissions process online if they don't have internet. We know that the department
Sorry
has...
mama, I'm advised Melaniza la phambili nibheki camera. Ukuthi banibone la phambili. Ndehe.
Okay, Amela, come here, laptop here, mobile, I'm in notes. So, ngibhekele. Is it fine?
Chubeke ke mama.
Okay. So, yeah, so we have spoken to abazali sebenza nabo, and they are saying feedback ukuthi abanayo internet access, so it's easier for them to go to district offices. So these offices should also have people in place to be able to do the online admissions process in that way. We know that the department has a program where they send people to different neighborhoods to assist with online admissions, but parents are saying this is not enough. We've also read in the report that the department wants to tighten the regulations of the admissions processes, and we are wondering what exactly that entails. And we know ukuthi kune challenge yokuthi mhlambe bathi abazali are fabricating ama-address and things like that, but we come from black households and we know ukuthi kunama complexities when it comes to that. So there can be umzali onganasene efana neyomntwana and things like that. There are also things like child-headed households. So yeah. And then we also saw that the department reported that there were 21,500 learners who had not been placed by October 2022, and the department increased the spaces by 1,200 in 29 schools. So we're wondering what happened to the rest of the 20,000 learners, and if that then translates to more overcrowding.
Ma'am, you are left ngomzuzu owodwa nje ngicela uphushe nje.
And then in terms of infrastructure, we are happy to see that the department is providing schools with ICT classrooms, and we saw that they have a refurbishing program, and they've refurbished more than 1,000 classrooms to ICT classrooms. We want to know if that includes mobile classrooms. And we are concerned if that includes mobile classrooms, because these are meant to be temporary solutions and not permanent ones. We also know that municipalities, especially around Gauteng, because we have a lot of metros, are in the process of putting together the SDFs and nodal reviews and all of that. So what conversations are happening
Isikhathi sesiphelile ma.
between the department and?
No, ngicela sibe nama-rules. Lalela u-chairperson, nakathi isikhathi siphelile. Nathi eParliament
Ngiyabonga.
lento nifuna ukuyenza ningayenzi. Angithi la kunama procedure sebenza ngawo boma. Uzi-introduce igama ukuthi ubani ubuya kuphi angisho ma.
Yebo. Sanibonani, igama lami nguZanele Nkonyane, ngibuya eVaal.
Kuphi?
So, eVaal.
Val.
Yeah.
Usukele wezala?
Yeah.
Oh siyabonga.
Ngibuya eVaal. I'm having a presentation anyway, but mina ngine problem yale ndawo engibuya kuyo, section engibuya kuyo, and ngicabanga ukuthi sike seza like many times is complaining ngendaba ye secondary school kule ndawo esihlala kuyo, whereby asina secondary school from government, ni secondary school a private. And then secondly, primary school esinayo ina only one language, whereby isiSuthu kuphela akunasiZulu. So abantwana abethu esibakhulusayo they are forced ukuthi benze isiSuthu babuya esiZulwini. So sike saba confronta isikolo sasitshela ngendaba ukuthi okay fine ba check inumber yabantwana bamaZulu. So how can abantwana bamaZulu bazo isikolo sizokwazi njani ukuthi abantwana bamaZulu bakhona bangenzi isiZulu sibe khona? Because automatically umntwana masimfaka kuleso sikolo leso simenzisa isiSuthu because siyazi isiZulu asikho. So isiZulu sizoba khona njani isikolo singathanga isiZulu sikhona? So khona ipresenter i1 beyikhuluma ngendaba ama language, whereby abantwana they are forced ukuthi benze isiSuthu while babuya esiZulwini. So enye futhi engifuna ukukhuluma ngayo AS3 besicela indaba abantu ukuthi bashiye isikolo ama droppers mostly. I-government iyenze at least ibe fashionable indaba yesikolo ukuthi ama dropout at least akhona ukuba nama matric and then bakhona ukuphumelela. Ngiyabonga.
Asibonge.
Good afternoon. This is Xolani Mngomezulu from UNISA. My concern indaba yama PYE. Ethwatshwa la ngibuya khona you'll find ukuthi ikolo will hire ama PYE, then they send them kuma classroom to go and teach. And therefore, for one to become a teacher, you have to go to varsity and study for 4 years. So my concern is that government should at least hire potential candidates, students who are studying toward teaching for this PYE. Thank you.
Nisibambile isikhathi. Siyabonga.
Sanibonani. Unhlanhla Dlamini, an independent stakeholder and a creative entrepreneur based in education. So I want to say thank you for your unqualified clean audit, Chair. My first comment is going to be regarding remedies.
Nimzwile utheni? Uthe uyabonga uthi department ithole clean audit. Asimshayeleni izandla.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I have a point. Last thing sir, like we have a problem here, low pass rate when it comes to matric. Back in the day, you used to put a lot of money in night schools or repeating matric. So please, as a department, put more funds in kids who did not fulfill their goals in high school. Like Gubenama program and advertise telling people to go back to school and do matric. Second second comment is I saw the most performing subject is Afrikaans. And as South Africans, we need to learn Afrikaans as a whole. Like it needs to be a national thing. people in the country, since Afrikaans is performing poorly. As a country, we need to revitalize that language and talk about it. The third one says, regarding infrastructure needs of the new schools. So I'm in a program here about PV installation. So the new schools will need to have PV cell steams in those schools. So those schools can also produce electricity and also have electricity during load shedding. And there's something with Sisa Shilo regarding the digital gap, guys. Please, guys, we need containers in schools that have computers, specialists of internet, so the kids can know about the digital revolution, because they're all about TikTok. Please, guys, next year, please, guys, we need a container where internet take all in. Thank you.
I know. Hey, balalele uzwile ngisho. Ngapha ke bakithi.
Manibulise endlini yonke. Ndibulele nakumhlali ngaphambili. Ndibonge nakuni nonke abasiphetheyo. Igama ndinguMasono Wekenikane. Ndibuya eKuruleni West. eKatlehong. Phansi kwe-National School Governing Board iNASGAP. Regional Treasurer weNASGAP eKuruleni. Siyayamkela i-report. Samkele nokuthi sibe little disappointed nokuthi uMEC angabikho. Even noma sekasinikeza i-report angaveli nase-screening, which is we are not even sure ukuthi nguye benikeza that report. Siyabulela nalapho.
Mhlakazi wamhle. Kanimene intoza kuthi. Kanimene mhlakazi. Xa sivula umhlangano apha. Sithethile sathi MEC ukhona ukusystem uvule uye onikeze abo digit bakhuluma ukhona. Mara ubizo ipremier ukuthi ayaxoxa ngendaba zemali no HOD.
Ndiyabulela mhlekazi wami. Ndiyabulela mhlekazi wami. Maniphinde ngixolise ukuthi kuma apologies. That because I think if this report was related about education, I think all school associations, they're supposed to be here and invited. If they are not here, mezukuthi bafaka ama apologies. Hence ngitsho nami ukuthi ngibuya kwi-National School of Governing Board. 2, I'm not sure even how many schools that are invited in this sitting. That because I think this program is related with schools. I'm not sure even how many SGB members are in this meeting. So I'm little bit disappointed about the meeting. Okunye ke engizodlula kuko noba chairperson mhlale ngaphambili usinikezile i-report kwathiwa i-clean audit, whereas thina sisazi as ama-members we-school governing board ukuthi akhona ama-hiccups kwi-budget yesikolo. Namanje bengizobuza nje i-report that because angizwanga makanikeza i-budget u-MEC ukuthi utheni nge-budget that because siya kuma-elections manje ukuthi khona na i-budget ebudgethelwe ama-school governing board or ama-elections. Angizwanga leyo report. Okunye engazwanga ukuthi how much has been spent kuma school assistants. Le ebeceda kuyichaza umfowethu ukuthi mina ngibona ingena impact that because labantwana bayaserve esikolweni. Leyo period bayinikezweyo, end of the day baphuma bengena skill or any document abayifumana kwi Department of Education. Even not as ama SGB members. I've been serving with SGB more than 16 years. But now khona certificate engasitholayo esitshoyo ukuthi ngiserve ku SGB ngine information or ngine skill enginazo. So kufanele siqiniseke ukuthi i-budget thina esibudgethelwa as ama SGBs yeyiphi end of the day. And 2, labantwana mabephuma esikolweni. I don't think ukuthi i-system or government or manihleli enithatha i-decision ngalama assistant. That because umsebenzi wabo ukuhlala esikolweni. That because chief, let me correct you. I-department ithi mabangafundisi eklasini. They must just sit there. babheka abantwana, there's nothing abayenzayo, abacorrect, abamark, abenzi next. So mina ngibona useless ukuthi kuqashwe abantwana baspende more than a year, 2 years behleli esikolweni bengabenefiti next. Instead ukuthi loba abantwana bathathe basuke kumanye ama-areas. We understand, leader, ukuthi i-job creation, but end of the day what they're going to benefit kuleyo job creation, that because end of the day they must benefit something. Okunye sizokulandelisa kako, that because i-meeting yakho imfishane and it's limited. Siyaxolisa.
1 minute. Ngicela uyi-add uselwe 1 minute.
Ndiyahoxa lithi. Ndiyahoxa.
Okay. Sorry, Tata.
Dumelang sanibonani.
Sorry, Ntate. Sorry, before ubuwane. Khona into emele ndiyilungise before siya phambili. Ifuna ukulungiswa ngoku. 1. When we started the meeting, we gave the apology of the MEC and ukhona emhlanganweni. Number 2, into edibene nesalary ze-SGB kunemthetho sivivinyo okhona ke ngoku babuza ubhela niza contributor nifuna kube njani. Umthetho sizoconsult i-community siyi-Gauteng ne-national government iza kwenza ke lokho Mhlekazi. No imani ningani xa umuntu athethayo ningarasi. Thirdly, khona umama usihlalo we Matthew Goniwe, umama obuya Eastern Cape, umam Vai, who played a role in education. Uswelekile Mhlekazi, akekho ke ngoku. Today kune memorial service. Ama SGB no teacher nabantwana bakhona pha eRabasuthole. So ke ngoku I thought I should clarify leyo nto kuba ingasaveli. You can continue, Chief.
Dumelang sanibonani. Igama nguJohnny P. Skhosana, Chairperson of Clayville Development Committee. Ngingumhlali wala eClayville in North 89. We are the host today. Thank you for the invite from the MEC's Office of Education. Thank you, Mr. Sibisi. And Tate Monyao, thank you for the opportunity. We will be happy as the residents of Clayville to host you guys. Kube kwakhiwa isikole. But we are not happy. For the past 10 years, we've been talking, asking the department, sakheleni isikole. I've got pamphlets there. Bengithi mai bangikhuzile bathunga uphakamisi. One of the pamphlets reads, it's been 10 years and we no longer have another 10 years. For your information, Ubabu Tau came here in 2002 and told us that this area then qualified for 2 schools. The area today qualifies for 3 schools. We don't have a school. 3 years ago, in 2020 October, Geotech report was done, given to the Department of Infrastructure Development. We're still waiting for them to buy the land. The treatment we are getting from the 3 departments, it's unfair. There are 2 things esingakwazi ukuzigwema, ukukhula nokufa. But service delivery singakwazi ukuthi sigweme, sideliver bahlali, everyone. It's a pity DID is not here today. For your information, everyone, Olana, the issue all along was about 1 piece of land. Today, the landowner has given the department 3 pieces of land. It's still an issue. At the same amount of money of buying 1 stand in 2004. It's 2023 today. We're still waiting. Ndate Monyai, this your committee used to blue tick us. We have close to 9 emails that were never responded. Fast forward today, thank you, Mr. Sibisi. The Department of Education gave us Ubabu Sibisi to work with us. He pushed until the matter reached a stalemate. Again, DID. Kwamele senzeni, as Clayville residents, This school down here, Olifantsfontein Primary, it's overcrowded. The ablution system is not working, cannot hold more than the learners that are here today. What's going to happen next year? This is my question to the committee, to the Department of Education, to DID. Niyafuna ukusakha isikolo na eClayville. Niyafuna na ukuthi Olifantsfontein Primary iqhubeke next year ivulwe. If niyafuna, please qhubekani niyovula ama negotiations ne land owner. The 3 pieces of land are cheaper today than it was 2002, 2012, 2014, 2018. The land alone, earth number 3182, before they go 5.5 million. Today the 3 stands are not even covering that. So siyangicela njoba ngilana ukuthi go back to the negotiations, open the negotiations. Sikhathele ukutshelwa manga ukuthi we are negotiating, the guy is not coming to the table. We as the Clayville Development Committee, we made it possible for the 3 parties to sit down, the landowner, Mr. Sbisi from the Education Department, and DID. We made it possible, but they stalled. They stopped the negotiations. We've got emails here to prove to everyone, Guti, this is unfair to this community, which in 2002 qualified for 2 schools. Today, we qualify for more than 3 schools. Until when, Mr. Munyai and the Department of Education and Infrastructure Development, do we want to see Lendawo ingalawuleki? Do you want to see Olifantsfontein Primary School ingavulwa next year because of your failures? I don't think so. We wanted to close the school for ukuthi abantwana bangabhali. But we said no, let them write and buy a secondary abahambayo. But we no longer have the 10 years. We no longer have the patience. We no longer have the time.
Your attention, please. I'll summarize.
Ngiyaqeda manje.
I know, sorry, Chief. When we were planning to come to Clayville, I was told that the meeting will be disrupted. I know the problem. The letters being shared with me, the portfolio committee has been there more than 4 times, if not 6. The land has been confirmed even by the DID, 3182 or something.
Yes.
Honorable Ramli was sharing with the letter. You'll share with the DG as well. So this matter, I think now as leadership, we are going to take upon it and see how do we process it. We'll give it to the attention of the MEC, Honorable MEC. It's new, and I know MEC Lissofi also committed to support on that issues. But the performance of the DID, I can't put it in public. But I want us to say to you, this matter is going to be given the highest, utmost consideration. I was even talking to one of the community leader, Tate Chokwe. You know, so all I'm trying to say is that we came here to present this report from the department, but we knew that some of these issues will come out from this meeting. I would appreciate that you remain after this meeting. We see how do we find a process way forward with the leadership that is here. It's not my task to resolve the matters. And I'm saying, therefore, we are led by the MEC and the team delegated by the MEC will look into the matter. MEC is committed to build many school infrastructure. So I thought it asivale ngalo hlobo mhlekazi wami.
Ngiyabonga.
Enkosi. Ata we t-shirt blue wokugcibela.
Sanbonani. Igama lami Justice Mbongo from Ekatlehong. I'm one of the members of the EFF in the branch. I'm an opposition party. You must know what I'm opposing. First of all, I hear I present la yes presentela la yasitshela nge-clean audit. Mabasitshela nge-clean audit, they said they had 5 issues that they were targeting. But in those 5 issues, they never get 5 of them, they only get 3. So how do you claim a clean audit whereas you didn't meet ama targets wako? That's my first question. Any question engithanda ukuyilokhunja ukuyibuza ukuthi why masifuna ukwakha ikolo umhlaba singabi nawo, but makufuna ukwakhiwa ama mall umhlaba is always available. Yabo. So labantu laba bazothenga kulawo ma mall bazofunda kuphi ngoba kumele sakhe ikolo bakwazi ukufunda ba-qualify babe nemali bazokwazi ukuzothenga kuwo lawo ma mall umhlaba available for wona. Enye into futhi online registration. Indaba ye-online registration bafethu izosikhosta kakhulu because you find ukuthi ngihlala eceleni kwesikolo. Njengoba ngihlala eceleni kwesikolo, mangiregister laphayane bathi no, ispace asisekho kuleso sikolo leso. Kumele ngikule sikolo leso silenga se-stadium ngale. Umntanami kusho ukuthi makafunda isikolo kumele abe nemali ye-transport, but ngiseceleni kwesikolo. This online registration must be reviewed. Ngoba sibonile ukuthi on the past few years we find ukuthi ezikolweni sithola abantwana ababuya ngaphandle from DRC makafika esikolweni uba inkinga in terms of language, akusamelanga lo mntana yenza ama home language because he's from DRC. Usithole kanjani le space lesi from DRC through online. Beza la bazovakasha ngoDecember, mama baqeda ukuvakasha ngoDecember bese bathola ama proof of residence. Thina esinama proof of residence abantwana bethu abatholi isikolo eduze kwala sihlala khona, bathola ikolo kude. Enye into futhi engifuna ukuyazi, sizwile bathi niqashe amalokhunja ama assistant learners. Shuthi abantwana bethu sebayancediswa ezikolweni. So we don't know ukuthi these assistant learners eniziqashile, are they teaching, are they assisting our children with education, or are they assisting teachers with their work now? Siyabonga.
Good afternoon, leadership. My name is Kenneth Nganyane. I come from the Greater Tshwane in Soshanguve. I'm the chairman of Jubilee in Afghanistan of South Africa. First things first, leadership. I want to give Pegi Kamer or Lang Mnandila. Oh, yeah. I wanted to look them in the eyes, but it's fine. My back eyes will look at them. I wanted to give order to the table. Leadership, we are not here for debate or what. We find that everything that has been said by the honorable guests of today, you are oppressing each and everything that has been said. You are out of order, my leader. That's number one. Number two, the latter speaker had touched a lot of things I wanted to touch, but let me just touch one issue. The issue of language when it comes to primary schools. It's a factor. We urged all the districts that let this thing of home language learning, let it stop. We can't have a grade R1, 2, 3 doing maths in CPT. And when they go to grade 4, they must do maths in English or life skills in English. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's making sense to anyone here. You can't teach someone something for 4 years, and then for the 5th year, you teach them something different. Obviously, they won't pass. And there's this thing that has been said by the principals and the SMT when we engage them. It is said that in the district, when you have a class full of learners, if you have 50 learners in class.
Baba, angisurprise. Singakhulumi ngomnye umhlangano singawazi because ngeke siphendule. Ngicela ukhulume ngalo namhlanje.
Lo namhlanje you outluded for when you were presenting. it is them, nearly admission, quality
Okay,
education.
all right now.
I'm on point. I'm on par. Yes. I'm speaking on a basis of you find a teacher who has 50 learners in class. 2 learners are maybe excellent in the class. 48 learners don't know anything. The districts, all the districts, they have this issue of saying if in a class, a teacher, the class must all pass. Every learner must perform. You find that when they are writing exams, they are given answers. For the sake of when they submit their statistics at the district, the school must not be underperforming. It is wrong. You are robbing our learners of their future and their education. I can't say if I'm bright in class, then the next person who's sitting to me has to have my grades, although they don't know how to read or write. Thank you.
Akaphakamisanga leso sikhathi.
I'm sorry. It's just a point. Sanbonani. Igama Cindy. I'm from Cleveland Police Station Youth Desk. You? Okay. I'm from Cleveland Police Station Youth Desk. On the point, Sisi, there's a lady that came that spoke about internet. Okay, she's not here. Okay, yes. You said in the location there's no internet, digital. Well, the government can't give you everything. Okay, in terms of the school premises, ne, I do understand. But in terms of community-wise, already they've set poles, ne, poles, meaning that you have access to fiber, you have access to whatever it is that you can get as a community. Not everything that you should always have to ask, but hlanganani community, because kunama complex or community, whatever it is, man hlangene, and then get a street Wi-Fi. And then you are able as a community to nienze for abantwana benu ukuthi bathole ini internet. But for school, yes, the school needs internet. We can ask. But as a community, you've got poles. It's even much cheaper. You can find that you can pop out 50 rand a month just for your child to have internet and for everyone to have access to internet. No.
Sorry. Oh. Niyabona if another person uyakhuluma, yabona, ningamphazamisi. Nonke benikhuluma la akekho niphazamisile. Noma akhuluma umbono ohlukile.
Okay.
Nangaki ningam intimidate futhi.
Okay, it might seem untrue, ne? Data is expensive.
Sorry. Angifuni bullying. If avumelana nombono wakhe, don't bully the speaker. Qhubeka ma.
Okay, I'm sorry guys. It might seem untrue, but if you can speak to your kids, they are very well known in technology. Your phones, you can explain, you can complain that data is expensive, but if you unite and deal with these poles, you will understand that there's no expensive data. That fiber, you can access it from 2 houses and extend it. Then your children will have access to internet. But that is for a discussion in your community that you can bring up. Because in my community, we don't struggle with internet. We have street internet because our community came together and we saw that we needed internet and we called them and then they drafted a quotation. Each household pops out 100 rand a month. For everyone, for laptops, for TVs, for everything. So it's up to you guys. Not everything, we are asking. Okay, sorry, the PYE, second one, sorry. Yeah, sorry. The PEY, we are asking, can we please have a program, a PYE, can they place them in other places? Like, if it's done, can they place them in other departments for them to continuously at least gain experience since there's a high rate of unemployment? Thank you.
Now we are done with the questions. I'm going to give to the Honorable MEC. If the MEC, as I told you, he's busy with a meeting, but also with the phone. If MEC allows me to give those that are here to answer, he can advise. Honorable MEC. I know the MECs in the meeting. Let me give the DDGs and chief directors to respond, starting with the advocate and all of you here and the presenters. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chairperson.
Nilaleleni because ningathi mbuzo ayiphendulwanga. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, Chairperson, and thank you to the community for all the questions that you have raised. We treat them with respect. We know that as a department, it also assists us in being able to close the gaps where we may have shortcomings. So I wanted to start off by saying we appreciate all of the inputs that you have made and the questions you have raised. Let me start with the first one on admissions that was raised by Equal Education. Kimberly Kumalo, who said that we need to address the digital divide. I think in terms of admissions, yes, it is, we have set up a different satellite offices where the parents are able to go and get assistance. It's the satellite centers as well as in the district office. I accept that if you are saying the district office is too far, but we have set up in the different communities at different school sites, areas where parents can get assistance. The officials come with their laptops, they've got data, and they're able to assist the parents. Perhaps what we need to do, I'm here with the acting chief director responsible for admissions, is to look at how we can strengthen that moving forward. But we definitely made provision for that. Also, the question was raised about, it was said, what does tightening admissions regulations mean? What does it mean when we say that? Well, it actually means that we are wanting to address the very challenges that we experience during the course of the year. Every year, we review our processes so that where there are gaps, like where you raise issues and where we find that they are valid, we are then able to go and tweak our processes so that we can address those issues. So the renewal happens every year. In terms of the regulations, that may take a little bit longer because there's a particular process that is involved in terms of the regulations. But in terms of operational matters, we are definitely able to address those on a year-to-year basis. The question that was raised around having in a primary school, having one language, thank you very much for that. The introduction of additional languages is dependent on the size of the school, but also on the available resources. And parents also make a determination in terms of the languages that they would want to have. But we need to make sure that where we introduce new languages, there are sufficient number of learners, there are sufficient teachers to be able to teach, and also the requisite LTSM that is required to be able to deal with that, to deal with the introduction of a new language. I know DDG Percy will talk to all those raised around PYEI, but from a curriculum point of view, can I say that PYEI assistants are not allowed to teach? In fact, we would be very happy to get a report if there is any PYEI who has been deployed into a classroom and they teach. They are not qualified to teach. Their roles are clearly spelled out before they go to the school. They are trained, and depending on the area that they are involved in, they would be guided on the work that they have to do. But teaching is not one of them. So we would be happy to get any report where it is shown that a PYI is being taught, because it means the school is allowing that, and we would need to address it. Mr. Dlamini, the issue of the low pass rates in matric being a concern, I share that concern. And I think what you saw was the in-year results of the matriculants in the Ekurhuleni area, in particular in Ekurhuleni North. So Mr. Tau, the Chief Director, presented results for term 1, term 2, and term 3. Term 3 is the trial exam. At the end of the year, we are, together with yourselves, we are waiting anxiously to get the end of the year results. So the matric results normally in year, the results normally reflect in the range that Mr. Tau gave, though there are some schools that are seriously underperforming, and the district, together with Mr. Tau, are responsible for ensuring with those principals and teachers that they provide the support that the schools need. As a department, we provide support, extensive support, and Mr. Tau's report indicated all of the ways in which we support our grade 12s. One of the biggest programs that we implement in the province for all of our township schools, we call them our SIP schools, is our SIP program, the Secondary School Improvement Program. These learners were then required to attend extra classes, weekends and holidays from the beginning of the year. And all we need is for them to arrive. We needed them to arrive. We didn't need them to come with food. We gave resources. So for us, we know that we have provided extensive support for the learners. And what we also needed, and this is something that we'll have to look at moving forward, is how can we mobilize communities like this to help us to make sure that the learners attend. There are schools where there are challenges, but those are areas that the Chief Director is addressing together with the District Director. But I can say that at the end of the year, in terms of the trial exam results that is put up now by Mr. Tau, at the end of the year, there's normally an increase in that percentage pass. So we will wait for the end of the year results, and then we will be able to intervene where appropriate. Can I also say that in terms of the support for the grade 12s, even now, they are writing their matric exam, but every district has got a program to support the grade 12s in between papers. So we call it just-in-time support. If they're writing maths tomorrow, there's support that they provide. And there's a lot of support that we have given in terms of study guides that all of them were issued with. We've also issued digital content that is available to the learners at any time. So that's the response I wanted to provide on the grade 12s. And of course, we share the concern that where the results are low, that it's an area that we need to intervene in. I know there was also a request that we must provide internet containers in schools. I don't know how possible that is going to be, because in Gauteng we have a challenge with admissions. We need the mobiles, in fact, we need them for schooling, for teaching and learning. So I can't sit here and say we can provide containers. It's not going to be possible unless private sector comes in and donates those containers. Then we would appreciate that. But from our side, all our resources is put into making sure that we provide sufficient classroom space for all of our learners. You know the overcrowding. Many of you have spoken about it already. I think, Chairperson, from the NASGB, can I just say, I know you also gave a response, but I do want to say, Chairperson, the MEC on a quarterly basis, MEC meets with all the associations, governing body associations, on a quarterly basis. We had one last quarter. I imagine we still would have one this quarter. But MEC meets all associations separately, he also meets all of the unions. And in those meetings, he discusses critical issues that are relevant at that particular period of time. In time. So the MEC is always available to engage with the SGB. And then we do want to say that where associations would have written letters, for example, to different officers, they also must be aware that we are functionaries in the department. So, for example, chairperson in my branch.
Sorry. Please, Mhlekazi, andithi siza ncokola after the meeting. Ke ngoku nisaxoxa apha emva. Ningadisrupt meeting kaloku. Enkosi.
Thank you, Chairperson. So, as functionaries, we are responsible within the department. So, in my branch, for example, I am responsible together with Chief Director Mule Madonsela. We are responsible for school governing bodies. So where there are issues and areas of concern, we'll be very happy to receive whatever information that they have, and we will be able to respond to them. Also to say that I think the issue of certification for skills in terms of training that we may have provided, I suppose it's an area that we can look at with the acting chief director around certification to acknowledge when people have been SGB members. But I do want to say that to be an SGB member, when you agree to stand to be an SGB member, you understand that it's a voluntary acceptance of it. It's a voluntary job. We don't pay for anyone to be an SGB member. And until the regulations or legislation changes nationally, that is, we don't pay salaries, we don't pay stipends for SGB members. So it is a voluntary service. On the issue of Clayville, I'm going to allow the acting DDG for education support infrastructure sits with the acting DDG Bodibe, and he will respond to that particular issue. Let me just check if there are any other issues. On the issue of admissions, let me go to, I think I've spoken extensively about PYI and learners, the issue of language. Well, let me go to this very powerful statement that was made. I want to acknowledge it, where it was said that, well, I'm not sure how it was said, forgive me, I may not have understood perfectly, but the essence of it was saying that you can't have learners being taught in their mother tongue, home language, in grade 1, 2, and 3. And then in grade 4, they now have to be taught in English, which is the case. Okay? The National Department, interestingly enough, the National Department is currently in the process of piloting, and in fact, they have already implemented it in the Eastern Cape, where they are doing mother tongue instruction. So they have already got their learners going right up to grade 12 being taught in their mother tongue. In other parts of the country, it's still being piloted. But we accept that particular challenge in terms of saying, the reality of the matter, Chairperson, is that research has shown that if you teach a learner for the first 6 years, if they are taught in their mother tongue, their home language, that they actually progress much better when they transition after the 6th year of schooling. They progress much better. And so because of that, that's an area that's also being addressed within the department. But currently, we have many programs of support for our foundation phase learners. And on the basis of resources, teacher development, but also engagement with parents around issue of language choices in school. Remember, the language choice nonetheless is a choice of parents in a school. The school governing body oversees that particular process. But I accept the issue that was raised, but still to say that it's still important that for the learners, at least for those years that they are in school, they should be taught in their mother tongue. The comment that was made about teachers expecting all learners to pass. If it is saying teachers expect all learners to pass, I think it's a good point. Yes, we must expect success from all our learners. But if the point is saying that teachers are just pushing through all learners, or the district is pushing through learners, then obviously that is a problem. And for me, it would be important that we don't generalize. So where there are specific cases where there's a belief that learners are being pushed through the system and they should not be, we would be happy to get that information and be able to investigate it. Because it cannot be you damaging a child if you just push them through and they are not able. But what we do have to make sure is that teachers and the district support the learners whilst they are in school. Because we can't just say a learner fails but we don't provide support. So during the course of the year, we must show evidence that we are supporting our learners. With the foundation phase, grade 1, 2, and 3, for their promotion regime is that they don't write exams. Grade 1, 2, and 3 don't write exams. For the whole year, it's based on what we call school-based assessment, continuous assessment, so that the teachers give activities, teach them, they get assessed throughout the year, and a determination is made at the end of the year whether the learners have passed or not. I think I'm going to stop there. It's only, I think it's the PYI and infrastructure that, yeah, is just left. Thanks.
In that order, please. Correct one thing. You know, I worked with Ntate Tau for longest time. I was keeping on saying, hey, district director. I forgot already that is the chief director for the longest time ever. My apology. The first response by advocate, the DDG. The other DDGs will respond as by the guidance of the advocate, the DDG as well.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good afternoon, Chairperson and members of the Portfolio Committee, colleagues and the community members. Dumelang Ache Lekai. I'm going to respond to the issue of PYEI, and without going into detail, what I want us to appreciate is that that intervention is meant to help young people have a CV, curriculum vitae, that is positive. We all know when you're young, you go look for a job, one of the first things that they ask you is, do you have any experience? If you don't have experience, they don't even look at your CV. This intervention, one of the critical objectives is to ensure that young people have at least some kind of experience. As DDG has indicated, if you have information where a school is using these PYEI participants as teachers, please let us know, because they are not supposed to. But there are instances where, let me give an example. We take some of the qualified young people, and when I say qualified, they've got a degree. Some of them even have teaching degrees and diplomas. We use them to support reading. They are not teaching, but we want to promote a culture of reading. So in the schools, we've created what we call reading champions. So these young people, these PYEI participants, some of them, you'll find them in the class. They are not teaching. But what they are doing is they are supporting these young people with reading. And, I don't want to get into the details of the importance of reading and how bad we are with reading. But that's all they do. It's reading to learn. They are reading to learn, Chairperson. Statistics and reports tells us that our young people, even grade 4s, they can't read for comprehension. Baba la maraba understanding to balang. And that's why we've got reading champions to start inculcating that culture of reading for comprehension or reading with comprehension. I don't even know what the English says, but what about understanding to balang? So they are not teaching, but as I said again, it is meant for them to also gain experience. We do give them some training, skills training where we can. I know that there's a group of young people that were trained in this program, Chairperson. We got a private sector partner coming in, and they wanted to teach them to become career guidance counselors, which is an important area as well. So it was a small group. They were trained as career guidance counselors. They've got certificates. We've got a program on entrepreneurship as well, small group, and they got certificates. There is one on IT, ICT and related, they get certificates. We are not able to give to everyone, but the one thing that we are certain about is all of them are getting work experience that they are able to put on their CV. And where we get money, we want to train more of them so that they can exit to other opportunities. Chairperson, I'm happy to report that we in fact have young people who participated on the program. The quintile 4 and 5 schools opted out of our program because we've been running it for years. But do you know what happened? The quintile 4 and 5 schools and some of these private schools, in fact, went to these schools. They took these PYEI participants and employed them permanently in their schools as administrators because they saw the value and the benefit of this program. So it's not all lost. There are positive stories. There are some young people who, SGBs in some schools, are in fact absorbing them and paying them a salary from the SGB funds. So there's a lot, we can tell a lot of positive stories. There are some who have teaching profession. They went in as teacher assistants. The school loved them. When there was a position for teachers, they got absorbed as a teacher permanently. So there are many positive stories that we can talk about. It's a big program. We try the best that we can. We wish we could do more, and we'll try and do more, but it's got positive impact, Chairperson. So thank you. Let me leave it at that, Chairperson.
Can we clap our hands for the response?
Okay. Good afternoon, Chairperson, members of the committee, colleagues. Ke a le dumedisa kaofela. Ausanele ke tla kopa hore ha kopano e fela o tle o tlo re tlhalosetsa hore ha re val o ra val ko kae mo reng hore o na le bothata ba dikolo. Chairperson o re file guidance ka taba ya Clayville, so a re ska senya nako re tla sala re bolela ka yona ha kopano e fela. Ke a leboga.
A re leboga. So, if you want to say something, you let advise me. Can we please, Chief Directors, you have something to respond to? So the Chief. Okay. Umphakathi wethu bazali bethu bazali bam so bonke ama senior management baphendulile yonke imibuzo. So ukuya phambili zonke izinto enizikhulumile lana nembuzo enibuzile ephenduliwe. So sithatha konke senze report. Sikwazi ku-intervene or si resolve la kunenkinga khona. For example, udaba lwesikolo saseClayville, we're going to follow through. I'm trying to give example. Among all the issues you've raised, it's not just a question and answer, therefore things are done. But before I deal with other issues, if the MEC is online, because I know he's in active in a meeting, he can say something, but in the absence of that, parting words, Advocate Benson.
Thank you, Chairperson. Just to say, Chairperson, that I think it's part of what I said when I started, that the questions that have been raised are important for us because we must be able to reflect on our business and to acknowledge that where there are gaps, we must be able to address those gaps. So some of the issues that have been raised, some of them require a more detailed input, but we have taken it on board so that we factor it also into our own strategies. And as we roll out in the province next year, you'd be able to see some of the changes that would be made in respect of some of the issues that have been raised. Thank you, Chairperson.
Now is the opportunity for Honorable Dos Santos to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Just want to say thank you firstly to all the stakeholders that came through today and the Department of Education for their presence and their presentation of the annual report. Your engagement and your commitments to seeing that education is always improved is truly commendable. And we look forward to continued collaboration, and ultimately it's always for the benefit of our learners. So thank you very much for taking your time and coming through today. It was very productive. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Asibonge i-department, senior management, led by Advocate Benston and the other DDGs, or Chief Director ba, the hosting team Babotao nabanye. So sinibonge kakhulu. Njengoba ngishilo konke enukubekile namhlanje. So thola indlela yokuthi sisebenzisane sonke ukuze sixazulule inkinga ezikhona. Si department sibonga kakhulu. Njengoba ngishilo abafuna ukuhamba nami siyahamba siya ku memorial service waka mama uValet. Yeah. Mambizi mamvayila ithembisa. So abamaziyo bazongijoyina khona le asibonge umhlangano uphelile. Okanye uvaliwe.